Ghost, we make him fly like a ghost. If you want talk on the game, the heater gon' turn into toast. If you pull out and we spliffed him, he was just doing a distance. Promise we ain't gon' miss him. His soul gon' fly when we lift him. Bye, good riddance. Why is this harm her feelings? To the top on a mission. I got a shot, take it with precision. You ain't up if you ain't down to get it. Fuck your bob if you ain't bobbing with us. No, no, no. Bye, bye, bye. Clock him out. He ain't gon' talk when the Glock is off. You ain't gon' talk when the Glock is off. Headshot, knock him out. Ah, get him, bye, good riddance. Sorry I had to do this. Sorry I'm being a nuisance. I just gotta get it. Hi, I'm Mary Jeans on my Louis V for the belt. 2 G's for the belt. Know the heater gon' make 'em out. Promise the heater gon' make 'em out. OD niggas know me. I just move along with the hand I throw.
Hey everybody. Hey Bliss Chris. How are you? I know it's weird. People are not here. They're not used to me being live. Hey Bliss Chris, my sweetie pie. Hey Black Hat Music. Hey JJ Manita. How are you, sweetie pie? Again, sorry to anybody who isn't used to me being live on Mondays. Mondays are usually members only, so I apologize in advance. I didn't have my Sunday chat, which again I apologize for. I was just really exhausted, and I don't like to come on and do a live if I'm not feeling at my best. If I'm able to. So unless I have it scheduled, then I will still come on. But I didn't have it scheduled, so forgive me for that. And to all my members, I will have a members only live tomorrow. This week will be the only week where it was changed from Monday to Tuesday because I'm doing this live now. My members onlys will still be every Monday except for this week. So again, I apologize for that. I'm putting my glasses now because the bitch can't see. So hey Pat Wetzel, how are you, my girl? Hey Jenny Lee, how are you? Shorty bye. I know and I missed you guys too. And then when I did a community post and my Viva La Roca, I was like, oh damn it. That almost made me push live because I never want any of my peoples to be like, oh my God, you know what I mean? So I sincerely apologize for that. So that's why I did a live today. As I said, most of you guys may know Mondays are my members only, but I just didn't feel right about doing a members only and leaving my subscribers like, even though people were like, Rich, you swear people care, but my peoples care. So I will do the members only tomorrow for my members. I won't flake on that for my members, but I did want to come live and talk to my peoples. You know how that goes. Hey, Wanda. How are you, Wanda Steves? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I was just tired. I was just my body was just tired and I was just like I don't know. It was just one of those days. I guess the weather too. It's been rainy here in New Jersey, New York. Same difference. Um so that affects my mood, if I'm honest. Um but yeah, you're doing your nails. That is awesome. That is awesome. Um so I did a live. Nope, nope. I did a video and I spoke about Jessica Kent. Um, I waited. I know people were discussing it weeks ago, like even a month ago. I waited because I wanted to wait. I'm not the kind of channel that breaks stories or tries to be the first to cover things. There are channels that is what they do and they're good at it. That is not my thing. Um, I like to wait, and especially with topics such as recovery or relapse or addiction, I like to wait and try to get more of the story. So I waited until I felt comfortable, and then I did a video talking about it, and it was more of me giving my opinion. For anyone who doesn't know who Jessica Kent is, she is a YouTuber and a TikToker. I didn't even realize that she was as big as she is on TikTok. I had only known her from YouTube, and apparently she's a big deal on TikTok. She has 1 million subscribers. Nope, 1 million followers on TikTok. And over 990,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Um, she had 991,000. So she lost a few. For me, that would be the end of my channel if I lost that many. But for her, it's like a drop in the bucket for her. And not to say that any one of those is any less important than the other subscribers. I'm just saying it's not the end of a channel for someone her size, where someone my size, it would be the end of my channel. Um, and so she is a creator who talks about her time in prison, a lot of prison stories. She's interviewed people that were inmates. She's worked on prison reform, a lot of different things. Hey, Kira, how are you? Hey, Tina, how are you, sis? So good to see you ladies here. Um, so that is what she does. And on TikTok, she does the same thing, but in short form. Um, and so recently, a lot's come out about Jessica Kent. I have been a subscriber to, I've mentioned Jessica Kent a lot on my channel. I've been a subscriber of hers for a very long time. And even as a subscriber of hers that watches her videos, all of this stuff, I didn't know a lot of this stuff. Um, Several months ago, I'm just stating this again for anybody who may not know. Several months ago, she made a video where she said she had to leave her partner, her boyfriend of a long time, the father of her daughter. He adopted her eldest daughter. Um, she also gave birth to her eldest daughter in prison. So she said that she had to leave him because he had relapsed and all these things happened and it was toxic and it wasn't safe, a safe environment for her daughters. Hey, Joe being Joe, how are you, sweetie pie? Um, and when she made that video, of course, I empathized with her. I understood. I went through a similar situation, similar in the way that my husband relapsed and I removed myself and my youngest son, who is now an adult. He was a minor at the time. He is now an adult. So before anybody thinks about calling CPS, that's not a thing with me. Hey, Audi, how are you, Chula? I hope you're good. Um, because that's been a thing on YouTube, but it's going crazy now. People calling CPS and jobs and families and all this other shit. Anyway, so nice try. That won't work with me. Anyway, and y'all don't know where I work, so you can't call my boss. Anyway, okay. Petty shit aside. Okay. So she made the video where she left and then other videos started coming on. Then she released a video where it was a bit graphic in the beginning. She showed a bit of, I'm watching my words now because now I see things differently and I'm not here to dog Jessica Kent. Like I said in my video, I'm not going to dog her. She's human. Whether she has relapsed or not, she still is a human being. She makes mistakes. And I don't think that that is the issue. That's not the issue that I have. And as I've been doing research, because I've been down a rabbit hole doing research, that's not the issue a lot of people have. Hey, J Fid, my beautiful J Fid, love you, girl. I could be wrong. Of course, everyone that's a creator has trolls. You have people that don't like you. No matter what, you could crap out rainbows and somebody will hate you because they don't like rainbows. So it doesn't matter. You will always have people that won't like you, won't like what you do online, yada yada yada. Right? So I've been seeing a lot of stuff online since that. Then she did this. She released a few seconds of a situation that, if you see it in that context, it looks very abusive. Um, and I'm not going to say that it isn't abusive. So please let me get through my thoughts before people that don't like me run and make a video before I'm even finished with this live. Let me finish my thoughts first. Um, I just think that when more context is added, it can be seen very differently. Okay. I'm not here to say whether it was, whether it wasn't. I'm just here to say sometimes we have to hold off on judgment because things aren't always the way they seem. And regardless, nobody should be spoken to in a disrespectful manner. Nobody should be talked down to. Nobody should feel afraid or any of these things. That's also not a thing. I want to say that too. Sorry, I'm just trying to. Yeah, crap rainbows. I'm telling you, you could crap rainbows. Like in the troll movie, the little one of the trolls, he actually craps cupcakes. And people may not like that. I like cupcakes, but I don't know if I like it coming out of your butt. But whatever, y'all get my point. Hey Teresa, how are you, beautiful girl? Um, so anyway, so a lot more has come out, and a lot of gossip, a lot of Jessica Kent calls it noise, right? A lot of stuff that people are saying about her on the internet. Um, some of it trivial and petty, some of it doesn't belong on the internet, like who you're sleeping with is nobody's business. A lot of the other stuff is a lot more serious. Hey, cat, how are you, my beautiful cat? I hope you're well today. A lot of the other stuff is a lot more serious, in my opinion. Um, so I wanted to say, for me, what has worked for me long term in my recovery is changing people, places, and things. Hey, Granny. Hey, cranky Granny. How are you? I know, right? And don't mention butts because then we're being inappropriate according to some people. Kiss my ass. I mentioned butts again. Okay. Anyway, um, so people, places, and things are a big one in recovery, early in recovery, no matter where you are. For me, if I'm clean and I'm sober, I and I'm trying to be, because I already know, man. Anything I say, I'm being disrespectful. But I don't want to hang out with somebody that's using, straight up and down. Like, well, what am I doing? Why am I hanging out with you if you smoking crack or if you doing heroin? Why am I hanging out with you? And I have plenty of friends that I know that are using that I can't hang out with them. I can't chill with them because they're using. What are we going to talk about? It doesn't make any sense to me. And that's just me. I don't judge anybody that's using, that's still in active addiction. I don't, but I can't put myself in that situation because that would be setting myself up for failure. No matter how long I can avoid it, why would I willingly put myself in that situation? So a lot more has come out that she a guy that she's interviewed a year ago on her channel that was in prison, came out of prison. She's dating him, whatever. Again, that's none of our business. Um, but people, it's being said that he was selling and using narcotics in her home with her two daughters there. And a lot of people are angry with her because if you put your boyfriend, your baby daddy, for lack of a better word, on blast on the internet because he relapsed and you don't want your children around that, rightfully so, why would you move to another location and have somebody in your home that is using or selling, and this is all alleged? um it doesn't make any sense. So stuff is still coming out. I even went on Reddit, oh my god, and I saw so much there, and I was like, they are a timeline of, they just have everything, all the videos, all the text messages were released between her and this woman named Mindy, that Mindy was detoxing, getting clean. She allowed her to come stay in her house, and all this stuff happened. And she says she kicked Mindy out because Mindy was using in her house. Mindy says she kicked that Jessica Kent kicked her out because she dared to question someone that Jessica Kent had babysitting her babies who were using and who had been accused of crimes. Again, I'm not here to dog anybody for having a history um, with drugs or felonies or whatever, because I am all of those things. Hey, Welsh, how are you, sweetie? So good to see you. Hey, Corn's mom, how are you, my girl? When I see Cindy in that red jacket, I want to call her Elliot. Oh yeah, right. Et. Let me put the hoodie on. Even worse. Um. Oh yeah, I don't like the way that looks. Sorry. Okay. Anyway. Anyway. Okay. So I just have a lot of opinions about it as somebody and I'm not in a judgmental way. I'm nobody to judge anybody. I just think a lot of the story now doesn't make sense to me. But again, I'm nobody. It doesn't have to make sense to me, I guess. But I just think that somebody as big as she is, such a giant creator, and whether she likes it or not, she's known as a person to look to in the recovery space, in the space of somebody, an ex inmate, an ex, uh, somebody that's been in prison. I've also been in prison, in jail. And so if somebody ever had some questions, there would be more questions that I could answer about jail than, of course, JJ could, because JJ has no experience with jail. Thank God for her. I was just an idiot. But so I mean that to say that people can ask me questions and I may not know everything because that's not how life works, but I would have a lot more knowledge than somebody else who's never been to prison, never been in trouble. So people do look to her in the recovery space, as inspiration, as to ask her, what works for her. And people do that to me on a much smaller scale. People come to me and they share with me. And I'm so sorry, guys, my back hurts. I'm on the bed. Sorry. I'm usually in a chair where I have back support, and I'm on a bed. I don't have the back support. So I'm trying to put my leg up to ease my back. So if you see me moving a lot, because watching these videos, right? I know I go on a tangent, guys. Just follow along with me. Watching these videos, I've realized people watch everything you do. They watch your pupils. They watch your hand movements. They're like, oh, was she tweaking? Like, so now I'm like aware of everything. Oh God, I move my hands too much. This is a Puerto Rican thing. I talk with my hands, always have. I don't know if it's a New York thing or a Puerto Rican thing. Could be a combination of both. I talk with my hands. Some people it's annoying to them. It is what it is. This is who I am. So the moving around may annoy people, but you guys mainly know I have chronic back pain. So my back always hurts. So I'm always fidgeting because my back hurts a lot. And I'm always trying to find a comfortable position, which is kind of impossible, but I'm always trying. Anyway, okay. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the comments because some people was just mad that people don't read the comments. I am guilty. I am definitely guilty of that. Radiant Brit has gone in hard on this Jessica Kent stuff. Honestly, didn't think it was the type of I right. So okay, I watched two of Radiant Brit's videos. I guess some of the latest ones she did. And I liked them. I thought that she handled them with empathy, with kindness. People that know me already know my feelings on Radiant Brit. As I said in my video, I don't have to say them. We don't talk about Radiant Brit around their damn parts, but I give credit where credit is due. And the two videos that I saw, I agreed with her point of view. I thought it was done with respect. Then I'm looking and I see a lot more videos, and I'm like, okay, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to watch them. I'm not going to even do that. Um, so I know, my limit. The two that I did watch, the two that I linked in my description of my video were well done, in my opinion. Again, that's just my opinion. Um, but that is the only thing I will say on that. Wildflower Tea has done some videos. We love Wildflower Tea around here. And she did an amazing job. And she steered away from all the gossip, all the accusations, because she said she didn't think any of that was important. And a lot of it is unfounded. We don't know. We don't know. It's a lot of he said, she said. It's a lot of that. There were text messages that were released, and Jessica Kent did kind of confirm that the text messages were real because she addressed one aspect of the text messages where there was a sex worker in a basement. I'm not sure if it's her basement or in a basement where she was hanging out, and people are hung up on the logistics of it wasn't her basement. Okay, it doesn't matter, right? The point is people are whatever. doing the semantics thing, and I get it because I am somebody who has been subscribed to Jessica Kent for a very long time, so I get it. But sometimes you got to remove the blinders, because enabling addiction is deadly. It's deadly. It's not just like, somebody's not a good person and they talk shit about people and you're like, no, they're only defending themselves. Enabling shitty behavior, okay, you know what I mean? But enabling active addiction blindly can be deadly. And also, not only for the person using, because we can't force somebody to get clean, but when you come on platforms and you talk about it, you influence people. You influence people. And she has 1 million followers, nearly 1 million subscribers. Her reach is long. Her reach is long. So everybody that watches her videos, everybody that shares her videos, reshares them, reposts them, is reaching people. And when you have a reach, no matter how big or small, I said that as well, you have an obligation to realize that. Hey, juror number 6, how are you, sweetie? I want to share. I went out this weekend with friends, no temptation whatsoever, and they commented how it's nice to have the real me back. I think that's beautiful. Juror number 6. I think that's beautiful, and I'm so happy for you that you were able to get out with your friends. I know you've missed your friends. I know your friends have missed you, and the real you was always there. It was just suppressed. So I'm so happy for you. Juror number 6, there are so many amazing things gonna happen. You're gonna smell things differently. Like, I know that sounds stupid, but you don't realize how you lose your sense of smell. You know, you after a certain amount of time of being clean, you get your sense of smell back. You smell flowers, you smell the air differently. Like, you can smell the spring air. I That's weird. It's like spring air is like a sweet smell, and you can smell that. It's an amazing thing. Everything that you start regaining, after time. And I'm so proud of you, mama. So proud of you. Sorry. You used to watch her too. Yeah, I don't know, and it's just a lot that has come out. So much has come out. And again, I'm not a moral authority, but it makes me sad because I know that people do come to me and look to me, and like I said, anybody can relapse. Relapse is a part of recovery, but I think when you build your channel on being open and honest, right? Like, she's somebody that, oh, I went to jail and I did all of this, and seems so open about her life and so honest. And the way that she's been handling the recent situation, in my opinion, comes across like a politician. If that's the best analogy I can think of. The way she's been handling her vagueness, her skirting around issues, is kind of the way a politician would handle hard questions, in my opinion. And it's not coming off in the best way. Hey, Stacy AB, how are you, sweetheart? Again, this is just my opinion, but that's how I feel about it. It's not coming off very well. People are upset that she isn't just openly dealing with the situation. She's using buzzwords. Her wording is very intentional with the I'm not using hard drugs, with the she's using certain words to play people, in my opinion. And I hate to say it's because I love Jessica Kent. I do. And when I made my video, I went down a rabbit hole even after that, and it's still hard for me to process because so many people feel, and people in my comments, some people were like, oh, she's a fraud. And I hearted every comment. People's feelings are valid. They weren't like, she's a piece of crap, da, 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 but she's a fraud. And that's their opinion, and I have to respect that. There are people that think that she's just manipulating. And I said in my video that what bothered me was the things trickling out. You know what I mean? Like, little by little, deflection. Yes, thank you, Kat. Yes, deflection. Um, and things were trickling out. She is in recovery, and then comes out with the weed. Again, I'm not here to tell people that smoking weed, if you smoke weed, you're not in recovery. I could never do that. I've seen people say she's not clean if she's on medication. She's not clean. That's not my stance on it. And I respect other people's opinions, like I always say, but that is not my stance on it. Okay. Um, People take ganja for many, many different reasons. And as long as it's legal in your state, you're not getting yourself in trouble, you're being responsible. I'm not here to tell anybody any differently. Okay. But my issue was that things were coming out little by little in sections, like pulling teeth out. You have to pull a tooth out to get one piece of information out. And then so, oh, I've been smoking weed. And then, oh, I've been drinking. And then she said she doesn't have an issue with drinking, she doesn't have a problem with drinking. And then when things came to light, then she's like, yeah, I've been in denial that I've been struggling with alcohol. And then she's been taking medication. Now, taking medication with alcohol is deadly. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. And when you come on your platform and you say it so nonchalant, like, I don't have an issue with that. It doesn't matter if you feel you don't have an issue with that. There are people in your audience that will take that as gospel. And now they think that it's okay for them to be on medication and have some alcohol, get behind the wheel of a car, harm themselves, harm others. That this is the moral obligation I think that we have on this platform. Hey, how are you, baby boy? So good to see you. So good to see you, puppy. Um, you know what I mean? And I don't know, man. I just thank you, Audi. Thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. I appreciate you guys. Oh, Wanda messaged you. Thank you, Wanda. Thank you. And that's just how I feel. We have to remember that we have influence. And I keep saying that because it's so true. And listening to Wildflower Tea, she really made me realize that even though I drink on special occasions, still me saying that here may lead others to believe that they can do that. And let's say somebody's fighting the good fight of recovery, and they think, oh, okay, I'm going to go have a drink. Selfie does it. And look, she's been so many years in recovery, and they go and have a drink, and it just starts everything over again for them in their addiction. First of all, I just caused irreparable damage to that person. I did, whether it was unintentional or not. I could have just ended their whole life because of what I said. And I've said things like that and didn't realize the consequences behind my words. Because I'm able to do it doesn't mean everyone else can. And so I have to be very careful, because a lot of people come here because of my recovery stories, and that's how they find me. And they may be at their lowest point and come across a live where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have a drink. And they're like, okay, I could do it too then. And they do it, and something horrible happens to them. It's not, I understand the other side of it. People like, you're not responsible for other people. And that is fine if you think that, but that's not the way I think. I think that when I sit here and I press live and I come live and I share my life with you, I am responsible to some extent if something that I say influences somebody else to do something that may harm them or somebody else. That is just how I feel about it. That is just how I feel about it. Sorry. Wait, I'm hoping and praying when my daughter gets out, she follows you guys and listens to you. That's my mother's prayer to her. And I hope so too, Pat Watson. I believe in prayer. I believe in the power of prayer. I really, really do. Um, and I also believe in positive affirmations. Um, there's a time for tough love, and then it's a fine line. And I think that just having support is the biggest and most important thing. I also heard somebody saying about Jessica Kent that turning on her, calling her all these names, when you're in active addiction, you already feel like crap. Like, especially, God forbid, let's say after all these years of me being in recovery, I relapsed. The way I am going to feel, nobody else has to tell me what a piece of shit I am. I will already feel that times 1,000. So I think that Sometimes we have to be careful about our feelings and our disappointments and all these things, and still remember that they need a level of support. Because hearing that you're, oh, I knew you was gonna fall, oh, I knew you couldn't do it, that it doesn't help. So I think it's important to be supportive. And if you don't know how to do that, there are ways, like there are the Al-Anon, the Narcanon, the support groups. There are so many things. The internet now is everywhere. It's at your fingertips where you can get support for yourself. And Pat, for you, I think it's important for you to have support for you as well. As a mom, the stress, the anxiety, worrying every second, hoping for the best. That is horrible. And in my opinion, you need support. You need to know that you want the best for your daughter, but you can't make it happen for her. And God forbid if she comes out and she doesn't um, get clean or stay clean, that doesn't fall on you as a mother. It's not your fault. So I think that these are important things that you have to have support to realize and to understand and to believe. Because I could tell you that, but believing it and knowing that that is the truth is a whole different thing. So just want you to know that. Where's BB? I don't see BB either. I probably missed her. I don't. Yeah, I know I suck. Selfie. Don't think that way because we are all individuals and adults. We make our choices. It's our battle. I get that. I get that. Our battle, it is our battle. Like, my recovery is mine alone. I would never blame somebody else. If I go somewhere and somebody offers me something and I take it, that is on me. I made the choice. But as a content creator, I just feel like we have a certain level of responsibility when you know better. Now, there's certain times that I said things and I didn't realize um the harm I could have caused. But as I sat back and I listened to videos, then I understood, okay, Cindy, you're saying this that could do and cause harm to people. So I think that's the difference. If I don't realize what I'm saying and it's brought to my attention, then it's on me to want to do better because I never want to cause harm to anybody intentionally. I don't. So now that I'm made aware of it, I have to. I have to. Before I would have said I'm not, saying anything because sometimes your ego wants to take over. Like I'm not doing anything wrong, and so it's good to sit back for a few days and absorb it. And that's why I think that nobody's above criticism. Nobody's above criticism. And like I said in my video too, when you make content, when you share things online, you can't control people having opinions about it. You may not like their opinion, but they have the right to their opinion. What people don't have the right to do is lie. They don't have the right to do that, and they still do that. You know what I mean? We can't control what people say online. We can't, sadly. Wish we could, but we can't. You know what I mean? Taking guidance from another person in recovery doesn't mean following their plan. We all have to find our own ways of doing it. I agree. I agree. It may not, recovery and just like anything in life, the way you live your life may not be the way somebody else would live their life, may not be what works for them. Recovery is the same way. Recovery is different for everybody, but there's fundamental rules that everybody should follow. People, places, and things. You shouldn't hang around places where drugs are being sold or being taken because you're setting yourself up. People, if you're around people that are actively using, again, you're setting yourself up for failure. Things, you don't need to continue to do the same things you did, have the same behaviors, right? Like if, let's say when I was using, I used to steal, I used to boost to sell stuff to get my drugs. If now I'm clean, I have to stop. I can't boost anymore. I have to change my behaviors. Excuse me, because the same behaviors will lead you to the same, down the same road. Insanity, doing the same thing except expecting different results. It doesn't work. So you have to remove yourself. You have to change your behaviors. You have to change your group of people that you hang out with, and you have to change your surroundings. You have to. I've shared as well that I used to think I'm gonna go show my old friends how good I look now. Now I think about that was so crazy of me. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go back to my old stomping grounds and I'm gonna show them I put a little weight on, I look good. What? You're gonna go show a bunch of people that are addicts how good you look. Let me go show them my new designer purse. Bitch, when you come back, you coming back toe down without that purse because you're gonna done sold it and you're gonna come back now you in active addiction again. And I used to think like that, like, oh, and that's because I hadn't given myself time to work through what real recovery is. You can't do it. You can't hang out with people in active addiction and think that you're going to get them sober. You will get high before you get them sober. And that is a fact. That is a fact. If you go around and with the goal of trying to help your friends get sober, you can't help anybody. They have to help themselves. You can be there to support them, to guide them. If they come to you and say, hey, I need help, I want to go into detox, I want to find a program, I want to make meetings, you can be there to guide them and be a support for them, but you can't get them clean. That's impossible. That's impossible, in my opinion. Hey, BB from VA, how are you, sweetie? So nice to see you. Sorry, let me read some damn comments. I have the rest of my day is chores. Do something rest. Wait, what did you say? I missed it. Hey, Steven. How are you? You're good, mama. I'm just having a random live because I didn't have my Sunday live yesterday. Again, to my members, anybody that came in later, after I said it, tomorrow we will have our members only live. It wasn't canceled for this week. I was going to do two, but I was lying to myself. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a regular live. Then right after that, I'm gonna do a members only live. Cindy, who you lying to, girl? Who you lying to? Who you lying to? So I said, let me not even play myself. I will do a live for all my subscribers, and then tomorrow I will do a members only. Um, and then next week we'll be back to our Monday members only live. So because I don't want to be lying to myself. Sometimes you got to change your partner. I agree. I agree, and sadly, that's the hardest thing. You know, I've been there. I've been there. I had to leave, and that was the hardest thing after so many years. And I said I won't tell my husband's story, and I won't, but I can relate to that. Um, Having to remove yourself for the better of everybody, because if you're with someone who's in active addiction and you're not, to some extent you're enabling them because you're handling everything. You're handling taking care of the bills, taking trying to hold everything together, and so that other person is not striving to do better because they have it taken care of. They're like, okay, I could just continue to do this. They got it. And you're in a toxic situation and it's not healthy for either person. So I removed myself from there, and he's doing better, I will say that. um but you have to put yourself first, especially since I am in recovery. I've been fighting the good fight, but I won't say that i could I could have done it forever. The mental strain was so much on me every day. My friends know I was so stressed out, had so much anxiety, I was so unhappy all the time that I wasn't myself. I'm usually a very silly, goofy, happy person most of the time. I try to make the best out of every situation, and it was just becoming too much on me, and too much seeing somebody you love in this situation, and there's nothing you can do to help them, makes it worse. So and that's how I understand Jessica Kent having to leave the situation. But now I can't even talk about that because I don't know what's real in that situation. Now, there's things coming out that she was already seeing somebody else that was in prison. So maybe this all came out as a cover story for her getting away from her partner so that she can be with someone else. Um, and I want to say, like, for me, I'm going to keep it on me, right? I just left a situation with my husband of over 2 decades. The last thing a person like me should do, in my opinion, is get into another relationship. I need to focus on me, right? So if I leave there and I immediately get into a relationship with a new person, a little weird. Now, if I'm already seeing somebody and I leave that situation and I throw him under the bus, like, yeah, it's all his fault, and I come out like if I'm the heroine of the story, not heroine the drug, heroine like a hero, the motherfuckers, Anyway, that's kind of grimy, right? That I did it for the betterment of me and my kids, and that wasn't it at all. Because I get with a new dude that just came out of jail that is possibly using, like, so these are all things that are being alleged, and I don't know. Again, I've seen a lot of text messages, emails, a lot of stuff, and again, I'm not here to pass judgment on her. I'm not. But that's why I'm being very careful now what I say about that situation, because I don't know what is what anymore. You know what I mean? I know that my situation had nothing to do with leaving to be with somebody else. It was I left because it was toxic. That was facts. And it bothers me. PH Emery, hello. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I did get a few new subs and I am so appreciative. I want to thank Wildflower Tea for sharing my channel. I appreciate it so much. So thank you. Thank you for being here. And hello to all my new subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. Um, but I just know that that would not. Hey, my Stacy Avocado. Stacy Avocado. Hey, sweetheart. I just know that I you don't throw somebody under the bus because you want to start a new relationship or whatever. It's said that when you're newly in recovery, you don't start a new relationship for a year. And I think it should be the same. Like if I'm in recovery and I leave a situation, starting a new relationship can throw a severe wrench into my recovery. You know what I mean? Especially if you've been in a relationship, long-term relationship, you remove yourself from that relationship and you get into a whole new relationship with a whole new person. You haven't given yourself time to know yourself alone, and I think that that's important. So I don't know. I just think a lot of this. Oh, I just bit my lip. Sorry. I think a lot of the story, um, now that I've had more time to look into it more, and I've been watching these channels. I was in a live today of Narcotic Savant, and I really enjoyed his live today. He was talking about the situation with Jessica, and there's a few other players. There's another creator, I guess, that was friends with her and Mindy, or friends with Mindy. Like, I didn't know there was so many moving parts in this story. And that happens, right? You make friends with people when you're a creator. You make friends with other creators, especially that have similar ideals or similar situations, and something happens and you fall out and everything starts blah, 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 blah. Everybody throws up everything that ever happened since 1941. Been there, done that, had that happen to me, still got the t-shirt. So I understand that, but it's so many moving parts that it's hard to know what is what. And I think that's why we should avoid making too harsh a judgment either way. We can have our opinions. We can decide if we want to continue to support a creator or not. You know what I mean? But we have to remember that we're all human at the end of the day. And especially when it comes to addiction and recovery, there's so much gray in between there. And I know that people feel let down when you have somebody that you've looked up to and that inspired you. It's hard to see them as human beings that are flawed and that fail. And I don't think, for me, that is again not the issue with Jessica Kent. I think it's the deception for me. It's the not just being open and honest, like especially when you build your brand on being open and honest, and now you can't be open and honest. That makes me question a lot of other things. And that's why I think people have started to question the motive behind her showing that little piece of Reese screaming at her and saying, stand up, you're the boss bitch. And I think that In that context, it looked like he was saying stand up because he was being abusive. And now text messages have come out where she was like, yeah, I have the ability, I'm a queen of the streets. And like all of this glamorizing her life and addiction. There's no part of my addiction that I would ever be able to glamorize. Like addiction, my life in addiction was so dark. Like physically, when I think back, everything is dark. Not just like my deeds. It was dark because everything was mainly done at night. Like I'm not gonna lie, it was like a vampire. I didn't want normal people going to work seeing me looking toe up, having been out all night. I used to run from the light. I used to run from the light, get on my shit because I'm gonna stay inside during the daytime, back out at the nighttime. At nighttime, so it was dark. It was dark metaphorically. Oh my God, John Bailey, like figuratively and literally, it was dark. So I would never glamorize anything I've done in my addiction, any of that life. It was dark, it was depressing, it was sad. I was away from my family, I was chasing something. And so it comes across as her glamorizing it. I don't know. Hey, Stormy Rivers, how are you? Hey, Katie Longo, how are you? So nice to see you, ladies. Again, everything I'm stating is just my opinion. My opinion. I got to say that I'm gonna get a fucking tattoo. My opinion is not facts, bruh. Opinions are not facts. Opinions are not facts. Selfie's opinions are definitely not facts. Okay? Because there'll be 12 videos. Selfie said, no, Selfie said this is her damn opinion. She's allowed to have one. Okay? Whether you like it or not, I'm allowed to have one. That's 100% facts. You shouldn't need to think about yourself. Yeah, it took me a long time to get there, but yeah. Earlier today, Jessica Kent's people went after some creators who disagreed with them. Awful. I was a long-time sub of hers and left dishonestly concerning. Exactly. And I see that. Wildflower Tea had got some threats. Like, you better stop talking about this right now, or you're never gonna forget my name. Why? She didn't say she wasn't disrespecting Jessica Kent. She's allowed her opinion either way, whether she agrees with her, whether she likes her or not, but she didn't say anything like that. She was so respectful. She didn't go into any of the gossip, any of the rumors. She didn't go into any of that. She said specifically, I'm not going to touch any of that because that was not important, because again, it's all coming out. None of that is facts proven, even though there's text messages, whatever, you understand. And I think that the way she handled it was commendable and was awesome. Awesome, awesome, the way she spoke about it. And she spoke about it with so much empathy and so much respect. And so people getting threats because they can't, and this is the problem with stan culture. Seriously, that is a thing, man. And I think that creators too, we manipulate, right? When we give our subscribers, because I don't got no fans, that's crazy. I have subscribers, I have friends that I've made here. And so let's say my members, right? They're my sweetie pies. That is my members. But I would never say, yeah, selfie sweetie pies, go get them bitches. When you there's this unspoken thing, right? When creators come on and they're like, yeah, because my writer dies, that kind of puts a battery in people's backs that support you at that level, that have been there a long time, that consider themselves a ride or die. Because I considered myself a ride or die. I would never go into somebody's comment section of somebody that made a video and threaten them. I wouldn't, I don't do that to anybody, but I wouldn't do that because I support a creator. Everybody has the right to their opinions. Like, I don't understand this thing. And it's getting worse and worse and worse on YouTube, bro. Where if you don't agree with people, they're not only going to talk shit about you, but they're going to, go DM or email to other creators to put batteries in their back so they can make videos about you, so they could talk shit about you in comment sections, talking shit about you because you dared have an opinion that they didn't like or whatever. It is a very real thing. But when we start threatening people, when we start threatening, we're going to call CPS on people. because they're talking about you and you don't like it, when you're threatening to call people's jobs, call people's families, like, oh, I think your mother needs to know what you're doing. Like, what? I'm in my 40s. Like, my mother's passed away, but let's say my mother was alive. Call my mother. Like, yeah, I don't even understand. You don't even understand. You get cursed the fuck out in English and in Spanish, and she would tell you where to go. You call my mother about her daughter. Like, you know me better than she knows me. Like, it is bonkers. The way people, the level of Karenina behavior on YouTube is Karenina's, bro. Puerto Rican, Karenina. It's Karenina behavior, bro. Cut it the fuck out. Oh my God, you became a member. I'm all the way away. Yeah, I'm all the way away. Hey, Kevin. How are you? Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. He probably gone already. I was like 4 months behind. Kevin came and left. Selfie, you're fucking slow, girl. Breezy girl. Hey, shorty. How you doing? How you doing? Thank you. Thank you. It's so weird to say Big Pump. Sometimes I want to say your name and I got to be careful. Because listen, Big Pump, people ain't well on the internet. Okay? People ain't well on the internet. But I'm just going to say that's my family. You come from my family, you're going to be making a big mistake. So thank you, Papa, for becoming a member. That is my family. You go ahead and mess with my family. Like I said, you're making a big mistake. There's nothing you could expose about me that my family don't know. What the fuck? They just gonna curse your ass out. They gonna curse your ass the fuck out. You gonna wish you had never fucking contacted my family. That is a real thing. Smack talking is how people cancel themselves, in my opinion. And I've always said that, right, Stephen? You can't cancel me. I can only cancel myself. Like, shit that come out of my mouth, I could cancel myself. You know what I mean? But nobody else can cancel me. My mom would sick the Lord on you, though, right? My mother would bless you after she curses your ass out. Like, que Dios te bendiga, cabrona. Like, that would have been my mother, dead ass. Dead ass. May she rest in peace. My mother would have cursed you out and then gave you the blessing of the Lord. Like, for real. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a thing. And I don't understand how people feel so comfortable to even say they're going to contact your family. Like, where they do that at? None of my family would ever come on the internet and do an interview with a stranger on the internet. Well, let me tell you, yeah, because Cindy, when she was in fourth grade, she was the spawn of Satan. Like, my family ain't doing all of that. My family ain't doing all of that. My family has something to say to me, they gonna call me and curse me out directly. They don't need a middleman, like somebody on the internet. Yeah, I need to go on your channel so we could tell Sophie about herself. They will call me directly. What the? I don't get that. I don't get that. I don't understand that. I will never respect that. Medea. It's just crazy. It makes no sense to me. It will never make sense to me. And the people okaying it. It's okay. She's a bitch on the internet, so it's okay to contact her family and let her family expose her for filth because I don't like her because she's a bitch on the internet. Like, are we serious? Are we serious? I'll never understand that. Sorry. Nope. Some of those people need a girl. They need a straight up exorcism. They need a straight up exorcism. For real, the power of Christ compels you. Like, get up out of here. Y'all need y'all need Jesus. Y'all need whatever higher power you believe in, seek him immediately. Yes. Okay, I believe in God, but whatever you believe in, seek him immediately, because it's not normal shit. It's not normal shit. It's really not. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's crazy. It's never okay, not ever. And I agree, JJ. It's not okay. Keep your issues with people online. If your issue is online, keep it online. You know what I mean? Because then it gets worse and worse and worse. Because okay, you called CPS on me. I'm gonna call CPS on you, and we just keep aiming lower and lower and lower. And where does it end? With somebody showing up to somebody's house? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's online. We don't like each other. We don't have to like each other. We can avoid each other like the plague. But people seek out to fuck with people they don't like. That's never been a thing for me. In my personal life, if I don't like you, you will never see me or hear from me again in life. So why would I seek you out online if I don't like you? Hey, Miss Manda. Happy Monday, Mama. You're good. I just did a live because I missed Sunday's live. So I wanted to do a live, for all my subscribers and stuff, and talk a little bit about the Jessica Kent stuff because I've been watching a lot of it. But tomorrow, Miss Manda, we're gonna have our members only. We're gonna have it tomorrow because there's some things I want to get off my chest, that I keep to members only because I can't take being canceled twice in 1 week. So I leave that to my members only. Get canceled there. Don't worry about it. My brother is excited about someone from the internet show it, right? My sons too. My sons be like, I wish they would. I wish they would. Please give me a reason to just release the Kraken. Like the, 5 sons. Y'all do not want to come to my house. Listen, I have so many nephews, too many to even name. 9 brothers, 5 sons. Like, selfie is not the house you want to come to. It's really not. It's really not. It's really not. Keep your fight with me on YouTube. Selfie's a bitch. Selfie's a yada yada. Selfie's a crackhead. Selfie like the booger sugar. Yes, all that good shit. Come to my house and you're gonna be making a bad decision. Oh yeah, I know, BB. I know. Listen, I just can't with that one. I don't understand her. Like, I've been watching videos and literally my brain exploded this morning. I don't understand it. I don't even know if it's mental illness anymore. I don't know what that is. That is something I've never seen before. And I've worked with Micah patients in a homeless shelter. And those are people that have the worst of the worst problems. They're homeless, they aren't taking their medication properly, and they still are more well adjusted than people on the internet. Like, I don't understand it. I don't. The membership is $4.99 a month. And I know that's kind of expensive, and I'm sorry. I only have one tier. Like, all my members get the same thing. We do the members only live. Sorry guys, I'm hot. We do the members only lives. You get the little corny emojis that I do. And but I will be doing more members only lives. I want to do a little more. Like, I was going to do last week I did one on Monday, and I was going to do one the following day because I had some more stuff I wanted to say. But I said I'm not gonna overwhelm my peoples. But yeah. I know, but for some people it is, thank you. For some people it is, and I understand that, and I do appreciate. I do appreciate all my members. I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate you guys. I know, right now we're in a recession. Shit is hard. Shit is expensive. I get it. You know what I mean? I appreciate you guys so much. Threatening jobs or kids makes zero sense. I know. That is what they are doing. Yep, many of us were followers left. That's crazy. That's a way to intimidate you into silence, right? Because if you say you're going to call CPS, people are going to be deathly afraid. They can't use that on me because my kids are grown. Like, what you going to do? Call adult protective services? What? You're going to help me out? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. So they can't use that on me, just like they can't dox me because I've already said I'm a felon. I've already said I'm in recovery. So if you dox me, what are you going to do? Just regurgitate the stuff that I've already openly shared on the internet? So stuff like that loses its power. That is a way to intimidate people into silence. I'm going to scare you. I'm going to call CPS on you. I'm going to dox you. I'm going to share your record. I'm going to show your mugshot. I wish somebody would. I can't remember. That shit was 20 something years ago. I wonder how crazy I looked. I could imagine how crazy. But I haven't seen it. I want show it to me. Let me see. Because I don't remember what I looked like. Shit. I want to laugh too. I can laugh at myself. Trust me. Hey, William. How are you? Thank you. Checking in from Brooklyn. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Hey, Vera. My Vera. How are you? Doing good? Remind me of my Catholic Italian mama. Yeah, I'm telling you, Italians and Hispanics, we have a lot in common. A lot, especially with the mama bears. Mamas play no type of games, and I know mama bears in any race play no type of games, but just the way the mannerisms of Italian moms and Puerto Rican moms. I can only speak for Puerto Rican moms. I'm Puerto Rican. It's a lot alike. It's a lot alike. I used to work in an Italian supermarket, and I loved it. It was so similar, the way the women would come in there and talk to me, and I just loved it. I just loved it, and I think there's a lot of similarities. Hey, as seen by a subscriber. Oh, thank you, Shorty Pie. Love you too, girl. Thank you for the money. It's raining, man. And I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. They'll be like, oh, did you see selfie grifting for super chats? No, the fuck, I'm not. Bitches. Shut your asses up. We are passionate. Exactly. We're that's a good way to put it. That's a good way. We are passionate. My mother was a little crazy. My mother was a little crazy. Mess with my mother. She was one of those Puerto Ricans that you would see running on the street cursing in Spanish with no shoes on. Yeah, that was her. That was definitely that was definitely my mother. What? Middle of the night. Chanclas in her hands, not on her feet. Like a fucking track star down the street. Where you going, ma? Chasing somebody like, Lord of mercy. That lady was too much. May she rest in peace. Probably driving people crazy in heaven. I'm telling you, that lady was too much. With her coffee and her salsa in heaven, making everybody dance salsa up there. Yes, the chancla girl. What? My mother with the I tell people, my mother had this ability like a boomerang chancla. That shit came right back to her hand. That's how good she was with them chanclas. You wouldn't even see it coming. I could, at my back, my mother could have her back to me, and I could just roll my eyes. No sound. No, rolling your eyes makes no sound. Look, she would know I would get a chunklet to the back of the head before the eyes were even all the way rolled. That is a talent. That is a fucking talent. That is a talenta, that lady. The fucking boomerang. Blah, right in the back of my head. Like, what did I do? I saw that. You a lie. You saw that. Okay, lady. You saw that. What the fuck? Psychic. She just knew. She just knew. She used to get me all the time with that shit. I didn't get to check yet, Miss Manda. This is the bad thing about having three phones. I'm like, which one did you text? Shit. I have to just move my SIM card to my iPhone because all this different phones is driving me a little crazy. But I'm going to check. The wooden spoon. Oh no, Pat, we the wooden spoon was definitely a thing. It depended on where you were in the house when you got your mother pissed. It all depended. Don't get her pissed off in my bedroom or my brother's bedroom because then you get in the plastic wiffle ball bat, right? Don't get her pissed off in the kitchen because you get in the spoon or you get in that fork. You don't want her throwing the damn fork, stick right next to the wall next to you. Yes, man. Or the big metal spoon that we use for the rice. That one was a doozy. You don't want to be in the bathroom because you're gonna get hit on the head with the damn air freshener. Like wherever you were in every room, my mother had a weapon of choice in every damn room. So if you thought you were gonna be slick and get away, the extension cord. Oh my god, yes, that was the worst though. I hated the extension cord. I hated the extension cords. Those were the worst. The worst. My boys called me Mama Dukes when they were young. We called my mom Mama. Wait, just pulled up to the dentist. Oh, I am praying for you, Mama. You're gonna be good. You got this, Cola. You got this, Mama. You got this, girl. My mom's was the wicked hairbrush. Oh my God. Cat, how about when she was combing your hair? My mother used to, oh my God, comb my hair, and if I moved or I fidgeted, clang, right on the head with the damn brush. So I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. Like, man, discipline back in my days was listen. That shit was abuse. But we didn't know any better. You know what I mean? Like we didn't know any better. We didn't know like call CPS. I see kids now. They'll be outside with their mom and their mom will yell at them and they're like, I'm calling CPS on you. I'm like, I would have had no teeth telling my mother that. Telling my mother, I'm gonna call before I even get the P out. I'm gonna call C. Bop, teeth gone out of my mouth. Like these kids get away with saying the craziest shit, man. The switch. I never had the switch. Well, listen, I guess my mom wasn't waiting to go downstairs to no damn tree. She was reaching for whatever she could find. But you were from like, you were raised in the country, JJ. Yeah, a switch. Make you go get your own switch too. I would come back with a little ass twig, like a toothpick. Don't send me to get my own switch. I'm coming back with the smallest little twig you could find. Fuck that. But yeah, I'm telling you, that's so funny. My mom had a plastic thingy. Just thinking about it gives girl, right? I'm telling you that wiffle ball bat, I hate it, but the extension cord was the worst. The extension cord, and sometimes she would put it in water, and you would hear like, ooh, with the water. That was the worst. That was the worst. My kids are kind of lucky. I got daddy's blood in me too, Cherokee. Oh, see, and that's why I never really disciplined my kids physically ever because I was afraid. I was afraid. I just remember growing up and the corporal punishment that me and my brothers endured, and I was just always afraid that that was in me to be abusive. So I just and I just couldn't. I'm just that kind of a sucker. I'm a sucker. I just couldn't do it. And again, I'm not judging anybody else's parenting. If you whack your kid on the butt, I'm not here to tell anybody whatever. There's a difference. Ugh, I keep biting my damn lip. There's a difference between disciplining and being abusive as well. In my opinion, there's a huge difference. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be hitting your kid like they're a dude in the street or a chick in the street. Like, no, no. Are you doing it to teach them a lesson or to make yourself feel better? You can't teach kids self control when you have none. When you lose control and you whipping your kid like that, that shows a lack of self control. You're trying to discipline your kid because they're out of control while you're out of control. Doesn't make a lot of sense, in my opinion. It doesn't. Kids are going to emulate, they're going to do as you do. You could say, do as I say, they're going to do as you do. Oh, nah, BBC. Go get the switch. Nope, I'm gone. I'm running away. I'm running away. I'm running to grandma's house. Go get the switch. Okay, I'm going to snitch on you to grandma. I'm telling grandma you trying to whip me with a tree. I would OD to my grandmother too and make it way worse. My mother would get in trouble. I would OD my grandmother. Hey, Viva la Roca. How are you, beautiful girl? My mother was definitely afraid of her mother too. That's just the thing. I was always taught to respect my elders. To this day, I've never disrespected my father, my stepmother, or my mother. May she rest in peace. Never, never cursed at them. Never like raised my voice at them. Never. That's just how I am. I just could never do that. So I would go tell on my grandmother though. She would get in trouble. She would get in trouble. I grabbed her arm and screamed, "No more! Talk to me, mom." That see. Because when you get to a certain age, that shit ain't gonna work anymore. If I could overpower you, lady, I'm gonna sit your little ass down and tell you, hey, 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 stop all that hitting. You know what I mean? Like there became a time where my brother would just laugh. Like he got so used to it that he would just laugh. And I'm like, holy shit. And I guess that was his mechanism, like to get her, because he was so angry from being hit and being punched and being slapped that he, after, you know, I don't remember him ever crying. He would just be stone faced and just take it. And then as he got older, he just started laughing, just started laughing. And thank God we were removed before we became teenagers. So we didn't really have that going into teenage years. You know what I mean? But yeah. And that was what my brother learned. My brother learned to fight in middle school and high school. Fighting was how he communicated because that was what he was taught. And it took a long time for my brother to realize don't go smack somebody's hat off their head so they could chase you and fight you because you needed your attention for that day. And that's how my brother did for a long time, you know. My mom used to say, I will call them for you. Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. Yep. You tell me you calling ACS, I will call them for you. Like, and we couldn't say that when we were a kid because my mother used to beat us in front of my principal and in front of my teachers. Like My mother, if we ever disrespected an adult, my mother would tell the adult to smack the shit out of us, and then my mother would whip our ass for daring to disrespect the adult. Like that's how it was. Adults would whip our asses, and I would, this lady hit me. My mother's like, "What did you say?" And she would whip my ass. Now, if it was somebody that hit me for no reason, she getting her ass whipped. But if it was because I disrespected her, I'm getting my ass whipped twice. There was a fine line. Don't fuck. Only my mother could hit us. You abuse my kids, you getting fucked up. That was my mom. That was her. She was weird. My dad gave bare booty belt spankings. Oh, and yeah, I didn't have to either. It was just a tone of voice or a look that I gave my kids. We used to get that too, man. We used to get, my mother used to make us go get in the bath first to get wet before we would get hit because it hurt worse. I'm telling you, it's all those things that I'm glad that my sons have never experienced because that still has an effect on me to this day. The things that were done to me as a kid. Right? When my mom started praying, we started, girl, because you already knew she already asking for God to listen. That's scary. I'm out. Hey, Harmony, how are you, girl? I was an angel. Seriously. Yeah, okay. I believe you. I believe you, Harmony. Same the way my mother was with me. I fear hitting my children. If I tell my son, I'm gonna fight. Yeah, if I tell my son I'm gonna fight him, he tells me, don't tickle me, right? I know. I couldn't imagine telling my son I'm about to whip you. They would laugh. Like, what? That would be like me talking to them in another language. That's not a thing. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't a thing. They would get their games taken away from them. And our relationship was so that they didn't want to be disrespectful to me. It's so weird. My sons have never been disrespectful to me ever, ever. They've thrown tantrums and things that kids do when they're little, but never. My sons have never like told me, "Shut up, mom," or all this crazy. I've never experienced that. Thank God. You know what I mean? Because listen, I don't know, but watch your damn mouth. They knew. There's no reason for you to talk to me like that because I don't talk to you like that. I never talked to my kids like if because they were children, they didn't deserve respect. I always felt like they deserved respect. They're going to do what I say, but I'm going to explain to them why. You know what I mean? Don't ask me too many questions now because I'm like, all right, go to your room because you're asking too many questions now. I explained it to you. I ain't got to like give you a whole damn floor plan of why I'm telling you need to go to bed at 9 o'clock when you 8 years old. What the hell? Get your ass to bed. You know? My voice scares my son enough for real, for real. They don't want to hear me with. Anyway, I got a man voice. Imagine if I put it low, my kids, they scared. That is scary. That would scare anybody. Yeah, you get your asses to bed. Ooh, oh my god, that is fucking scary. That is creepy. Cindy, don't do that, girl. That is creepy. That'll be the new rumor. Oh, you didn't see Selfie had an Adam's apple. She doesn't really have 5 sons. She's lying. Like, what the hell? Your dentist is getting annoyed. You're too funny. Hey, Chronic Space, how are you? Yeah, the evil stare. That was scary. That was scary. You driving home? Drive safely, Mama. I'm way back here. I'm so sorry. My mom's would scare us all day long. We would flinch. I'll get you, and you. Oh my God, that's the worst. That's the worst, right? Oh, no te apures. You know, oh, tengo una cuenta que sal contigo. Ven, ven, ven. And you would forget. And then you, wakati, get the slap. What did I do? Yeah, 4 months ago when you sucked your teeth. Like, what the hell? That was the worst. Hit me now. Hit me now. Don't tell me I'll deal with you later. No, deal with me right now, please, God. Don't deal with me later. The worst was, oh, wait till we get home. Oh, no, no, no. I'm not going home. Well, don't warn me that when we get home, I'm to get my ass whipped because a bitch ain't going home. A bitch ain't going home. Oh, bitch gotta go. I got extracurriculars after school, mom. Yeah, grandma wanted me. I'm not going home. Don't warn me you about to whip my ass. You better spring it on me. You better spring it on me. Don't let me see it coming. My kids still joke about when they once hid all the belts in the oven. Oh my God. They said, Mama, I will never find them there, meaning Mama doesn't, it wasn't close friends. See, you can't do that. Hispanics, we use our oven as a cabinet for our pots. So if we held the belts, hid the belts in there, we done. Because all the damn pots and pans are in the oven. We better go to a place like maybe the bathroom sink under there. Because my mother wasn't never fixing anything. She was never getting the Drano or something. Something like that. But in the oven, oh no, we put all our pots and pans in the oven. You can have 1,000 cabinets. The pots and pans are still going in the oven. And I didn't know that was a weird thing until I saw a TikTok video where a guy was like living with a Latina wife, and I can't find none of my pots. And they were in the oven. I'm like, wouldn't he know they're in the oven? Duh, it's a normal thing. They're in the oven, dude. So I didn't know that wasn't a normal thing. I thought everybody puts their pots and pans in the damn oven. Seems pretty normal to me. You at 16, my boyfriend was abused by his dad. I jumped in between and calmly asked him why he would hit a child he loved. Luckily, it worked. Holy shit. That's pretty amazing that it worked, right? Probably get the hell out of my way before I hit you too. But that's a wonderful thing that it worked. The evil stare worked every time. Oh, yeah, man. It worked for me too. All I had to do was look at my sons like you're pushing it, especially if we're in the street. Don't embarrass me in the street. Don't you dare embarrass me in the street. In the house, you want to act the fool? Okay. Don't you dare embarrass me in the street. You better act like you have a little bit of home training. A little bit of home training. Don't you dare do that. She would say the Hail Mary. Oh my God. Holy Mary, Mother of God. Yeah, I'm running. I'm running if I hear that too. Because I already know it's over. It's over with. That is scary. I still use the evil stare at some ignorant adults. Me too. I have resting bitch face all the time. So people that don't know me see me in the street and they think that I'm a bitch. I'm not. I'm like the nicest person, but why would I walk through the streets with guys? Come on. You see me in the street and I'm just like, how you doing? Hey, I'm a weirdo. So of course I walk through in the street. You know, I'm from New York. You don't smile in New York. You're getting robbed. They think you soft if you smiling in New York. You can't smile in New York. You're getting robbed, okay? So I have that resting bitch face. It's not my fault. Blame New York, okay? Can't be smiling. People think you're a weirdo. They're gonna rob you or something. No, hell no. Hey, Vixie, my girl crush. How are you, mama? I've always been honest to a fault. My siblings said I was stupid because I would tell parents the truth if they asked. So I got ass whoopings quite a bit. I was nope. My brother was the honest one. He would tell me, Cindy, just tell the truth. I'm like, fuck you. I would come home. What do they know? He's like, they know. I'm like, what do they know though? Specifics. He'd be like, they know everything, Cindy. I'm like, there's something they don't. He used to just tell the truth. I swear to God, I used to try to like, what do they know? They know everything, Cindy. No, no, everything like what? He couldn't understand. Like, why do you do it to yourself? I was going out. I was not going out without a fight when I was a teenager. I was like, hell no. What do my parents know? I'm about to be punished for a month. So I'm trying to like hold on to my freedom. I can never forget my mother put out clothes for me and my sister. I was 10 and she was 6. They were matching and got mixed up and I got stuck in the top. She got so mad. Wait. You got stuck in the blouse? Holy shit. You couldn't get it off. I would have cracked up. I would have cracked up as a parent. That is pretty funny. ¿Quién te manda? ¿Quién te manda? Right? Like I had nowhere to hide. I was the baby of the family. My grandma never talked English at all. I didn't understand her, but she didn't understand me. That's horrible. That's like my sons. They're so mad that they never learned Spanish. And I think that that is a bad thing. I should have taught my sons Spanish. You know what I mean? Um, my mother didn't really speak Spanish to us either. I learned it on my own. I learned it from being put in bilingual. I've shared that story that because I was Spanish, they always just put me in bilingual. And so I learned Spanish in school. I learned Spanish in school and then I would talk to my grandmother in Spanish. But my mom never spoke to me in Spanish. And I regret not teaching my son Spanish because you should. Being bilingual is so important, you know? And my brother, went and learned French. To him, French was easier to learn than Spanish. I was like, boy, you crazy. French is way harder to me, but French was so much easier for him to learn. Excuse me. Yeah, there was no disrespecting adults when growing up. Nope, that was not a thing. Now the way these kids talk to adults, like that was not a thing growing up. Like everybody would whip your ass. Like that just wasn't a thing. I don't understand how this generation talks to people like that. I don't. I'll never understand that. My son used to do comedy. Unfortunately, I provided him with too much content. That is hilarious. Me and my family, we laugh a lot. We joke. My brothers are funny. My sons are hilarious. And I'm able to laugh at myself a lot of the time. I don't take myself too seriously. I really don't. I know who I am, and I've had my struggles. Like I've shared that um I've suffered with body dysmorphia and all of this stuff, but now I don't take myself too seriously. You know what I mean? This thing here doesn't bother me. Like, girl, it doesn't get in my way. Like, it doesn't bother me. I don't take myself too seriously. And I think that's important. You should be able to laugh at yourself sometimes, and it makes it easier when people know that things like that don't get to you. You know what I mean? Not to say that I agree with people being fat shamed or skinny shamed or any of that. I don't think that that's should be a thing. If you think that I'm a bitch and you don't like me, then say that I'm a bitch. But if you're talking about my looks and all of that, I don't get the correlation between my character flaws and what I look like. I just think that that's juvenile, and it shows that you're still very immature if that's where you go to. You know what I mean? I'll never forget the day my son knew he was going to get in trouble and tried to wear layers of boxers. Oh my God, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. Or put a pillow on your ass. That's a good idea. Damn it. I wish I would have been so resourceful as a kid. Right? I would have put some a towel or something. My mom would have known. I was like so skinny. Like, bitch, where that ass came from? God didn't bless you with that ass. Now God could take some of it, but growing up, I was too skinny. I couldn't do any of that shit. It would have been so obvious. But that's smart. Wear a couple of. I could have put on like several panties. Maybe that would have given me a little cushion. I don't know. Right? That is a perfect thing to say. I think that's a perfect thing to say. Dad would always say when we had company, children should be seen and not. Oh my God, yes. Yes, baby. That was a thing too. Children should be seen and not heard. Yeah. Like there was no me interjecting in an adult conversation. Like what? All the adults would look at me like, and I know she's not talking to us, right? I know she's not that kid didn't just get involved in an adult conversation. Even though us as adults, we shouldn't be talking about things like that in earshot of that child, right? But no, 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 she's no, no. What? Pew! I'm running. We didn't do that. You did not get involved in adult business. Now kids are all in the business. Kids tell you shut up and all this crazy shit. That was not a thing. That was not a fucking thing. When I grounded my kids, I stuck by whatever long I said. They wouldn't get off punishment even a minute sooner. It was very effective. And I think that is very effective. I would get punished for a month, and I don't think it was effective for me though, but I was just a dumbass. I just didn't listen. I just didn't listen. You know what I mean? I used to do things to sabotage myself, I think. I was just that kind of a teenager, just an idiota. Anyway, sorry, I'm all the way back here. They were hitting in high school in the 70s. Yeah, I know. I know. I know. Sorry, I'm trying to move up. I'm trying to move up because I'm all the way back there, all the way back there. Oh my God. I came home drunk when I was 17. I ran into the grandfather clock. Holy shit. Dad flipped the light on and said, "Get to bed now." I stayed afraid for a week. He never said another word about it. Shocking. My dad was never a disciplinary. My dad was always the person that would let us get away with a lot. My dad would let us get away with a lot. A lot of times I would get punished, and my dad would tell my stepmom to let us off the punishment. One time I got in trouble and I had to pay like $50 as a teenager, and I remember my stepmom coming in and saying, "Give me the $50. You have to pay this ticket." And I gave her the $50, and my father comes back and he gives me the 50. It could happen to anybody. Take your $50 back. So my dad was always the softy of the. He's still that way. He's still that way. My dad never punished us, never screamed at us, nothing. So he always made my stepmother the wicked stepmother because she always had, and she hated it. Now I know. Back then I thought she enjoyed it, but she hated it. You know, she used to tell my father, "You need to step up because they think that I'm just this evil person," and I did for a long time. And it was just that's not my father's nature. So sorry, mom. Sorry. She was so mad I was crying for 2 days straight. Every time I would pass her, she would still, oh no. I'm so sorry, Welsh Dam. See, that's terrible. That wasn't your fault. They were matching outfits. How are you to know that it was too small? See, as a mom, I wouldn't have gotten angry at all with you. I would have helped you out of it and I would have laughed and made you laugh. You know, like I can't see being angry at you for something that's in essence my fault. Two outfits, I didn't even tell you which one is which. They both look the same. Again, not to disrespect your mother, but I think that's a bit much. I'm so sorry that that happened to you. That makes no sense to me. See, see, yes, I keep all my pans in the damn oven. I thought that was normal. Thought everybody else does that. Guess not. Excuse me. New Yorkers don't smile. Not much to smile about. Vera, Vera hates New York City. If you guys haven't been able to tell by now, Vera hates New York. So she hates New York City, I swear. It's fucking hilarious. She's like, oh, New York is the worst. Oh my God. I wasn't happy at the time, but it became a standing joke between me and the kids as they grew up. Wait, what did you say? I missed it. What did you say? Stormy? I missed it. Yes, it was Stephen Crisco's birthday. It was her birthday. I hope you had a great birthday. I hope you had a great birthday, Stephen. You know, I hope it was a good day. You ate some cake. It was a special day made special just for you, baby girl. Okay, sorry, I went all the way back like an idiot. I can't find her damn comment. Lord of mercy. I say hey to everyone. When I got to Cali, people clinched their purses. My son does that. I've shared that. My son, my middle son, says hi to every and everybody. Every and everybody. I'm watching too much of Jen, man. I said every and everybody. He says hello to any and everybody. Did I listen? Listen, Linda. Yeah, I don't. Y'all know what the hell I meant. And I tell him you can't do that. You can't do that. Like you can't just say hi to everybody. Like, hey, how you doing? How's life? Like that. Have a whole conversation. I'm like, they're either gonna think you're a weirdo or they're gonna think you're a target, a easy mark. Like, no, don't do that. Bad. Stranger danger, boy. What the hell? My brother had a shell suit. He ironed it, and being the eldest, it was my fault because she was in bed at the time. It is not your fault, Welsh. That was not your fault. That was not your fault. You were a child. No, that was not your fault. I'm sorry. That is no, no. And she reacted. Come on. There was, anyway, because I don't want to disrespect your mother. I don't want to do that. But that was too much. That was too much. I'm not a people person, but I learned from working at a grocery store that just smiling and saying hello to a stranger may make their day. Yep. You don't know what they're going through. And I agree. I agree. Like at work, especially when I worked at the supermarket, I would say hello to everybody, good morning to everybody, because it did. It you don't know what that does to somebody, just greeting them, you know? And I'm a morning person. I wake up really early every single day. I go to bed really early every single night. I am a morning person, a day person. I get up super early, get my coffee. My day doesn't start right unless I'm up super early. So that is just me. I'm super happy and at night I'm sluggish, I'm tired, but I am a morning person. I definitely am. My mom got lied on by a teacher. She always told us to tell the truth no matter how bad so she can defend us. That's right. Yup, that's right. Us too. My I was never the kind of parent either that I listened to my sons. And just because a teacher has an opinion doesn't always make it right. because there were times where teachers were unreasonable, or I've had my fair share of disagreements, I will say, with teachers, because my sons too, they knew to tell me the truth. It doesn't matter. I'm going to have your back. Whether you're wrong, you'll get in trouble, but I'm going to have your back. You know what I mean? And they would always tell the truth. And there were times where the teachers were just a bit much, and I had to tell them about themselves. I don't know what you think. You know what I mean? It's always better that way. My son still had to respect their teachers because that's your teacher, but I'm at a different level than you. You know, you're the child. You have to respect her. Yeah, we right here. We right here. Don't get it crazy. That is my son. You know what I mean? Like, Oh, hell no, girl. I'm French. I can't. I've tried. I can't. I can't do French. I could do Voulez-vous coucher avec moi. That's it. That's a fucking song. And I don't even know what it says. So that is the beginning and the end of my French. My boys were very respectful to me. My daughter has a bad mouth. Now my grandson jumps in. He tells his mother, "You don't talk to grandma." That's right. That's right. Get her. Get her, grandson. Tell her, don't you dare talk to my grandmother like that. My grandmother spoke Spanish and I spoke English. She babysat me for 3 years. I remember talking to her a lot. What was I speaking? Spanglish? Yes. Yes, you were speaking a Spanglish. Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My dad went to school and told my biology teacher he was going to need some 3-in-1 oil to get his fist out of his throat. Holy shit. If he ever gave me one more of those kids a bad time, oh shit. Damn, dad was not playing. Holy shit. He didn't even subtly threaten him. He said, "Listen, man, it's gonna be lodged in there." Like, yeah, you yes, man. It's not it's gonna be right there. Me and you, we're gonna become conjoined twins. You ever fucking talk to these kids like that again? Damn. Shit. Lord of mercy. He was not playing no games. Oh, you are. You raised him. Yep, since he's 15. Yeah, you are. You are his mom, Pat. That's right. Don't disrespect my mama. He does sound like a gentleman, right? Yeah, right? Shit, he is a hero. He just became my hero. Like, what? Yeah, this will become a permanent part of you. Like, what the fuck? Holy shit. Don't mess with that man. Shit. I wish my mom taught French. I failed French in grade two. My whole family held that against me. I was away from home living with my bipolar grandma. It was brutal PTSD crap she's had. Oh no, Wanda, what the freak? That's abuse. That's crazy. I'm so sorry you went through that. Damn. I know, right? All the kids, that's it. And the teacher was disrespectful to any of the kids, they gonna go tell your dad. He was scared to death. He was scared to death, that teacher. That's it. It was a wrap for him. That's right. Oh, mine's too, Audi. I love my dad so much. My dad is my superhero. He really is. I am a daddy's girl through and through and through and through and through. I love my dad so much. I think he's just an amazing man. It seemed to me when I was a kid and my parents had company, they were always comparing their pills and talking about their health problems. That is some real adult shit, right? Like, yeah, well, what do they give you for high blood pressure? I don't know if that's the same thing. Listen, at least that's regular conversation. You don't want to know the conversation my mom was having, like sex conversations, like, yeah, things that kids should not hear, even if we're supposed to be seen and not heard. How about us not hearing that shit? Like, what the fuck? We used to hear wicked shit. And you know what's funny? Sorry, mom. No, I love you. I love you. My mom used to tell these stories, and every time she would tell the story again, she would embellish it. Like, it would be like, and it was always war stories. It was always like fighting stories because my mom used to fight a lot. My mom used to fight a lot. My mom used to fight men. Not that's a good thing. Ladies, don't go hitting men. Don't go hitting men. Okay. But my mom was a savage. My mom was a woman hood. My mom was hood. Don't nobody else call my mom hood. We're gonna have an issue. Okay. Only I could do that. Anyway, So she used to tell these stories of her fighting, and it used to change like every time she told it. Like, yeah, I was fighting this one girl and we were fighting. And then the next time she tells it, yeah, I was fighting these three girls. Yeah, and I knocked one out and the other one went running. And then the next time she tells the story, yeah, I was fighting these five girls. I knocked two out. One ran out of her shoes, the other one ran in a car and locked the door. It always got worse and worse every time she told it. And I'm sitting there like, my mom just lied. Like I was there. It was actually two women. Okay, but mom, it was not no five women. Nobody ran out of their shoes. And you can't say that shit. You just got to sit there. My mom, the story always got worse and worse and worse every time she told the story. Ma, I'm not lying. She know I'm not lying. I used to just laugh like, oh my God, mom, what the hell? Hey, hey, Megs, how are you? Megs has a live on Saturday. I shared it on my community tab. So please, if you're not subscribed to my Megs, somebody drop her channel. She is going live on Saturday, and I hope we are all there. I will be there. Juno, I will be there. So I hope everybody else is there. I was the kid that broke into song. Drugs confused them. That's crazy. That's right. That's right. I just didn't get in trouble. I stayed to myself and only spoke when I needed. Oh, see? So that's a good thing. You were just an introvert and didn't get in trouble a lot. I guess that's a good way to be. I wish I was like that. I stood to myself a lot too, but I just got in trouble because my stepmother was a freaking spy, man. Like she would know everything. She knew everything. I never got away with shit. If I'm not up, my grandboys, the 5-year-old and 3-year-old, have already FaceTimed me 17 times. Oh, 3 or 4 voice messages saying, Yaya, where are you? We need to talk. Oh, see, that's why I can't wait to be a grandma. Well, I could wait, but I can't wait. You know what I mean? When I'm a grandma, I'm going to just be so happy. Not that I'm rushing my sons because I want them to be ready, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that. What up, fool? What the hell, Megs? What up, fool? My mother is a nut job, told everyone for years I was forced to have a hysterectomy until I got pregnant. What? With my 8-year-old son, I went into care home 2 years after the first incident. Damn. And Welsh, I know you shared some of your stuff with your mom, and I'm sorry. That's horrible. I'm sincerely sorry, that you went through that as a kid. You're almost home chronic? Okay, good. Yeah, that's pretty sad. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Audi. And we love having you here. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I don't know what I said that I could say again. I don't, I don't know. I'm so far back. I'm like, I don't know what I said that I could say again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Note to self: get a hotel when visiting Cindy because I take my what the hell? What? I take my sleep seriously too. What the hell? What are you talking about? I like my sleep too. I go to sleep. Oh, because I wake up early. Yeah. I go to bed early. Yes. I do. I don't know. I just feel better when I go to bed early. Okay, let's see. Yep. Yes, you gotta roll with the changes. Things happen and there's nothing we can do about it. You must be incredibly strong to have gone through what you have, and you're a lovely person. It could have really scarred you. It could have. It could have, you know, and that's sad. Our jobs as parents is to protect our kids. And I've made mistakes. You know what I mean? But I can't imagine knowingly, willfully harming my kids or putting them in situations to be harmed. Or like I see parents that know that their children are being harmed by other people and they care more for the relationship with their partner than their children. Like if I'm ever with anybody and they harm my sons, the cops are the least of their worries. Like when I'm done with you, hopefully there's enough to get arrested. if you ever fuck with my sons, like that's on God. That's not a thing. Like that's not a thing. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have to worry about the cops. And I mean that. Ever fuck with my sons. That's not a thing. Mm-mm. Especially the trauma I went through as a kid. There's no way. There's no way. Mm-mm. Hell no. Sorry. Dad was a plumber and pipe fitter. A real plumber or sorry. Sorry, cat, because my mind just always goes goes to the gutter. Goes to the gutter. One of my teachers in high school hated my best friend and I. She was in a mood one day and said, "We will never be successful because all we do is smack each other in the hallways with our hairbrushes." So I tripped her I would have tripped her ass too. The hell are you telling somebody they're not telling kids they're not going to be successful? That's that's like the opposite of what a teacher is ever supposed to say to students. Like I don't understand. That lady was just miserable and she probably looked at you and saw where her life could have been. You know what I mean? Like that's a thing. Teachers can be very unhappy with their lives and they look at a young lady or a young man and see all the possibilities that this person has and they want to stunt that shit. They just want to throw an axe in your shit. Like that's gross. It's fucking gross. They should be fired. Never teach again. Teacher that can't teach. Get the fuck out of here. Today makes 9 years that nobody will buy my husband. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Megs, I can't with you. Happy anniversary, beautiful girl. I cannot with Megs. I swear to God. I just cannot. She tried to suspend us for having weapons. Bro, she's another one that your teacher's another one that has a brother named Reach. They're just reaching for the damn stars. Did you try a half off? She right? Layaway plan, something, you know, rent to own. Maybe that'll maybe that'll work. Rent to own. I don't know. That is pretty fucking funny. Wait, I'm trying to sell them to the lonely old ladies at my job. But they already have a husband they want to sell. Megs, you are fucking hilarious. That's the one way to stay sexually frustrated. Right? Jesus, I learned that I control my own future and learn from the past now. I have amazing children and a husband who knows everything, but more importantly, who I am today. Exactly, exactly, Welsh. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. I think that that's the most important thing that you have your husband who's a great support for you, that you have your children that are amazing. I think that that is awesome. Really, really awesome. Okay. Love you, Kat. Thank you guys. Yeah, I'm about to end because I gotta go. My son went to the supermarket. I don't know if I want to cook. I cooked yesterday. My sons get home tomorrow from Miami. So yeah, I may not cook tonight. For what? It's only like my other son, I think he's cooking for him and my daughter-in-law. Or maybe not, I don't know. But I would only be cooking for me and my youngest son. And I cooked yesterday and the food is still in the Tupperware. He hasn't even eaten it. So why would I waste my time cooking again? I'll just eat a damn whatever, something around here. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna cook. So plain and simple. But I think no, I don't think. I know I'm gonna be live tomorrow. Sorry, I'm trying to go all the way down. Um, I'm gonna be live tomorrow, members only. Um, talk some ish, talk some stuff. And I will be back then again Friday after that. Um and I asked I have an interview. I've been trying to get this interview with this person that I've known for a very, very long time. It's just she's not in the best situation, so it's hard for me to catch her and run into her, and she doesn't have a phone. Then when she gets a phone, she loses it. She's in active addiction, and I've been trying to interview her for a long time. I ran into her last week and I tried to schedule with her so that this Thursday I can interview her. I told her I would pay her because, you know, when somebody's in active addiction, they're not going to sit still unless there's some incentive, honestly. And I understand that. And so when I told her I wanted to interview her, a guy that she's friends with, he said he wanted to do the interview too because he heard me say I'm going to pay her. Um, so the more the merrier. You know, I told them the only thing is they have to be honest. Don't, you know, say you want to interview, allow me to interview, and then you lie to me, because it serves no purpose if you're gonna lie. Aaron earned an iron urn. Hi, the greatest reset just started. I don't know what that is. Is that a channel? I don't know what that is. Um, so I'm going, but welcome. Nice of you to be here. Um, okay, and is that a naked person? Is that a naked woman, bro? Why do I have that up on my screen? Like, what the actual fuck? Okay, anyway. um, yeah, so I think that I will. Oh, politics. Okay, okay, got it. Thank you. I think that I will hopefully be having the interview soon. I just told him, you know, I want him to be honest. I'm not gonna do an interview if you're gonna bullshit around. That makes no sense. But I don't think that they'll do. I know she won't, but I don't. You know, I hope he won't do that. Anyway, yeah, Stephen, I agree. Um, so I thank you guys for being here. My live was all over the place, but as it is, it's a live just to chat, you know, talk crap. Tomorrow will be members only, and I appreciate you guys. And we will be back Friday for our regular live. If you guys have any topics or anything you would like me, and JJ, hopefully if she's feeling well, will be here Friday. If there's anything you would like us to talk about, you can always leave it in the comment section. You know, anything that you're interested in or whatever, and we can do that. Okay. Um, I appreciate you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys for the support. The new subscribers, thank you. Hi. I hope you enjoy the channel. I hope you stick around. Um, and I hope you guys have a great night. And I love you all. And thank you for making the chat just a wonderful place. You guys always just interact. And I really, really appreciate you guys so much. I love you guys. And I really sincerely appreciate you guys. And te quiero mucho, te adoro, all that good stuff. And I hope you guys have a great night. And I will see all my members mañana, si Dios quiere, and I will see all of you amazing people Friday, si Dios quiere, God willing. Okay, guys? Have a great night. Love you guys. Bye.